have absolutely no idea what is going on with this. You've all said hello. You've now all said instantly hello
Mm-hmm.
and good evening. I have no idea what's going on. Uh,
Aye.
it said we'd misfired, and now it says we're all here.
But
Patrick,
that's been doing this for the last couple of weeks. It's been doing this.
it,
Business
it,
week.
it has. Yeah. I mean, I look it up on my phone, but it didn't ping. We are here. It's sort of like it's like you have to turn it over twice to get it to go here. You
Aye.
know. Uh,
Aye. There's Thomas Jones saying we've been Zuckerberg. Yep, Zuckerberg.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
I know.
Weather down here today was beautiful. Beautiful.
It rained a wee bit here at times, but it was quite a nice day generally. So
No,
not too bad.
I got home there this afternoon and it was gorgeous. So it was. So I sat in the garden, was talking to one of the neighbours. Who it wasn't it was a bit poorly, but he seems a lot better now. So that's
Good.
not so bad. That's not so bad. So you been?
Not too bad. Cousin was over, dropped him up at the airport tonight. Had a couple of nights yarns with him, and what do we have last? But fish and chips. We normally go for Japanese. You know that Japanese you like. We
Oh
normally go
yeah,
for
yeah.
it, but what for fish and chips last night, and it was delicious. You know, it was
Absolutely
delicious.
delicious.
It was delicious. You know, I know.
Aye.
I know.
I've discovered a place in Dublin that do kebabs, but proper meat. You know, it's proper lean meat, and it is absolutely delicious. So I had to grab one yesterday. So yeah, it was a wee bit busy all day yesterday. Actually.
Did you watch the football? Did you? Did you get to see Scotland get annihilated?
Aye, I did. I did. I was never there interviewing the fans before it. Yeah, we're going to show them a different type of football, Scottish football. Oh, I wasn't just involved getting fucking hammered. And all the memes popping up. But as I said to this year, said on Facebook, um, they always have England getting stuffed to cheer on. You know,
I
and
know, but if you've only got like 5 million inhabitants and Germany's got like 80 million inhabitants,
oh,
and one of the fellas playing for Germany is actually English. Did you know that?
I'm sure. Look at Belgium a couple of years ago. Belgium had the best team in the world by sort of on paper by a mile, and I mean, many people live in Belgium. Could be any more than live in Scotland anyway. You
No,
know,
I
so
know.
aye, but hopefully, fingers crossed, McElroy wins the golf. That'd be a nice one.
It would be. Has
Aye,
has he got back to a wife? Has he or something like that? Has
aye,
he?
he was going to get divorced, and then he decided not to because he probably consulted his accountant, and his accountant says, "You know, she's going to get a clean fortune." I think we'll patch it up again. I think we'll patch it up. Otherwise, I'll have to go and play for the Saudis, play and live golf. Um, but yeah, it's, that's what it is.
There we go.
What's the kebab place? I can't mind the name of it. It's on Dame Street. Um, it's like Ria or something.
All right.
Reiya, something like that.
All right.
The
So you had a Dame's kebab then. We will get Zuckerberg.
no, we will.
Oh boy, it's like a 1952 joke.
Aye,
But there you go.
carry on, Justin. Carry on, Justin.
Uh,
So,
uh,
aye, that was aye. It's Reiya, Reiya, I think it is. Something like that. But yeah, if you're going down that way, it's on there. It's beautiful, really, really good, really good. But yeah, it's quite tasty. Aye,
Should we do a bit of the news then, shall we?
I think we probably should. I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Because there's some interesting bits and bobs. First up is Roe and Co are doing their summer garden. Remember they did this thing last year where they did like food projects and stuff. Well, they're
Hmm.
doing the same thing this year, and rather nice it all looks, to be honest. The 2024 summer season at the Powerhouse Garden is finally here. From June to September, join us at some of Dublin's most exciting vendors. El Milagro, I think it is, Street by Sunil, the Salt Project, the Suck Afro Kitchen, take over Roco Distillery and our beautiful outdoor Powerhouse Garden. Expect delicious tasting menus matched with Roco cocktails as part of the experience. And those look pretty damn good, to be honest. So you go down from the 7th of June to the 29th of June. Rowan Co is like to welcome El Milagro to kick off the summer garden pop-up. Mexican food from Mexico City. Combines traditional Mexican cooking, sauces from scratch and tortilla. Next up, Street by Sonil, July 4th to the 27th. Sunil Gai of Pickle Restaurant fame will take over the summer garden in July with his wife Lina. Well known for their tandoori breads and kebabs, roasting spices. That'd be nice. Salt Project, 1st of August to the 24th. Kildare best chef, Kevin Debris, takes a fresh new approach to street food with his nomadic food trailer, which has travelled coast to coast, including a year in London in Gordon Ramsay's Michelin. He worked in Michelin-starred restaurant Mia's and so on. So it all looks pretty damn good. And
Has any of our viewers ever been to that?
I don't know, but I mean, it was on last year, so I don't know whether anybody went, but aye, so it was. It looks pretty good, and I kind of like that marrying up whiskey and food, because it's why can't people do that? You know, whiskeys go with food. Loads of stuff.
It does. Your chocolate, cheese, and ice cream one, it goes down a treat, doesn't it? Really, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody loves it. But you know, when you've got professional chefs, and I assume that there'll be some contribution from some mixologists and whatnot. I think it's a wonderful idea. But nice weather, nice outdoor food, nice whiskey cocktails to go along with it. That sounds like a winning combination to me. So yeah, I'd like to see. I know Rowan Co's Diageo, and a lot of people are kind of automatically think Diageo, oh, big corporation, we must attack the big corporation. But I kind of like what they're doing at Rowan Co. It's not big by any stretch of the imagination. It's all kind of a bit low key, and bringing that in. And the distillery's bloody lovely. I mean, the distillery tour is superb. We do this whole sort of tasting thing up the stairs. So yeah, I kind of like what they're doing, and this play is a very nice thing to do. Yeah, something a bit different.
Well, not only are we contending with the football, the Euros, apparently Le Mans race is on, and Andy Tolan's watching it. So he's having a multitask. It's called dual screening. So don't worry about it. Dual screening, and you can always catch us online on YouTube at Whiskey Review anytime. Catch up with us. You know, even if you ask Alexa to play it, it usually works.
Well, you could do that. Just a wee thing about what I'm doing over in Hearth, over with Sam.
Oh yes,
a spirit tale. So I'm going to do. I think it's kind of a bit like a thing that I did last year, where me and a friend of mine, Kieran, who plays a bit of a wizard on the old fiddle, are going to sort of tell a bit of a story. He's going to do a bit of music with it. It's going to be in Hearth, where there's going to be four spirits. I'm going to talk through sort of the history of the stuff, then do a little bit of a tasting with the spirits, and then while people are tasting the spirit, Kieran's going to play appropriate tunes. He's a bit of a musical historian as well, so he's going to tell you why he picked the tune, what it's about, and so on, and play it while you're tasting the whiskey. So it's a nice night.
And you get to experience Hearth really as well.
Yeah, well that's the other thing. Yeah, Sam will be looking after us. So that's on the Thursday, 27th of June. It's only in a couple of weeks' time. So if you want to buy tickets for that,
or
you can buy them at Eventbrite.
Or the wife's looking for suggestions for the son or daughter to get you something for Father's Day.
Yeah,
that'd be a nice present, wouldn't it? Would be.
Yeah.
Would be.
And more the merrier. There's a bit of a traditional music night on that way as well, so that'd be a nice thing to do. So yeah, anybody wants to come along, just book your tickets at Eventbrite. And hopefully we'll see you there.
The link's in the descriptions below.
Yeah, excellent. Now, story popped up this week that Tullamore Dew has appeared in the Irish Independent. Mike Mackay, the owners of Tullamore Dew, may be looking to expand distillery after discussions during solar farm application. Tullamore Dew has indicated it would like to expand its 100-person distillery in County Offaly Town towards the end of the decade. Scottish whisky giant William Grant and Son discussed the distillery's future in a planning application. The solar farm will provide electricity to the distillery, resulting in an annual reduction of 750 tonnes of CO2. Um, with output this year nearing 13 million litres of pure alcohol, that basically takes it to capacity.
Is that make it carbon neutral nearly then, or it's heading
No,
that way?
I don't think it's carbon neutral, but I assume it's. I suppose if it was carbon neutral, it would have said that. I don't know whether it's carbon neutral or not, but I assume it must be heading that way. But the thing that caught me was just how much stuff they're making. Bottling volumes have increased threefold since William Grant acquired the Tullamore Dew brand in 2010, and the company predicts volumes will hit 2 million cases in 2025. Now, again, Jameson's the behemoth. Jameson, everybody's peeling behind Jameson. With Tullamore Dew's putting out a lot of stuff, you still have that crap Conor McGregor stuff that's still selling well. Why? Who knows? But it is. And Tullamore Dew's coming up there too. I mean, they're selling a lot of stuff. Bushmills are going to be heading to selling something similar to Tullamore Dew. And then you'll have Paddy's. And Paddy's will go like this once Sazerac sort of put their foot in the gas and stick it into fourth gear. So the problem with this is as these start to sell more and more in the States, it squeezes everybody else. And Irish whiskey is going to struggle. I mean, certainly the smaller guys are going to struggle to get it, to get their little bit of shelf space, you know. So I think, again, that's one of those things. There's going to be an awful lot of elbows needed to clear a bit of space, you know.
Yeah,
But
it'll get there. It'll get there.
yeah, but as I say, the big boys are always going to be the big boys, if you know what I mean. And so it's going to cause a little bit of upheaval for some of the smaller guys, I imagine, in the not too distant future.
No, we've a noble cause to explore.
Yeah, well, this is a PDF file that I downloaded this week. Noble & Co. I've done a report, the Whiskey Intelligence Report, where they talk about the secondary market and what's going on. Now, it's obviously primarily focused on Scotland. So I think it's almost exclusively focused on Scotland. There is a little bit of Japanese appears on it. But the secondary market, as anybody knows, is a bit away to the dogs. It's taken a fairly hefty nosedive. But Noble & Co. have sort of outlined some of the, highlighted some of the stuff. Auction volumes are down 30% from January to April this year.
Wow.
Yeah, a third wiped out in comparison to last year. And there's no sign of any recovery in the auction market yet. Bottles that sell for more than £100 a bottle fell by 36%. And the average price of a bottle was down 8%. So taking a little bit of a kicking. Now it does say that there's sort of other factors are to blame. That some of the stuff that is coming out on, the primary market isn't clearing off the shelf. So therefore, that there's no big demand in, supply and demand. So you can still buy at retail price. So there's nobody's going to be able to flip anything. So therefore, they're not selling it.
But it's a buyer's market then, Marty, isn't it?
Well, it kind of is, yeah. But what they say is that the stuff that's maintaining its value is still the stuff that's pricey. If you read through the whole thing,
look at that stuff there. Look at that stuff. Wouldn't you love that?
I would.
That looks like the Hands of Peace sculpture in Belfast, doesn't it? It's brilliant. I love
that. What did that one sell for? Was it 800,000 or something? That one went for
silly.
That was mad money, man. Mad money. But there was a couple of things in it that caught my eye whenever you go through it. Glenfarclas is showing strong. The number of bottles for sale for Glenfarclas is up 49%, and the value of it is up 58%. Balvenie's up, Glenfiddich's up. So it's not all doom and gloom. There is still money about, and there is still people willing to spend on the right thing. but
Mm-hmm.
most of it's went like that. But those have fired up. Mulvaney's up, not as much as Glenfarclas, but yeah, it's quite a comprehensive review, and it's well worth just having a pour over because it is a buyer's market, as you say, and what's in that is probably a little bit more so even in Ireland. Now we will catch up with our Carl at some point, but I was talking to him last week. I want to get Carl on to give us a bit of stats about everything, but he's just moved house. That's all he has, so that is taking up more of his time, you know.
All right. Well, there you go. Get your hands on it. Just Google Noble & Co. Whiskey Intelligence Report. Get your
Right.
hands on that. Yeah.
Did I not send you over? Can you not put it up?
No, I have the actual file, but I don't have the link to the file, I don't think.
I thought I could need the website for it. No.
Hold on, we'll see. We'll just see. No, you haven't.
Told me to send it to you.
Send it to me, and then I'll put it on screen so people can go directly to the link to get it.
Hang on. Oh no, yeah. Sorry, you have to download it. Go. Hang on. Nope, wrong one.
It is live show. You can tell it's live, folks. Remember to comment, like, and share. We're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Telegram, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you get your, or X, wherever you get your podcasts from.
Oh, X. That's right. X. You have to remember X these days.
I know.
I'll send it to
We
you.
are on Threads as well, but it doesn't stream in Threads, so don't worry about it. I forgot to tell you about that.
I don't know what that is.
I know it's a new thing. It might survive, it might not. Who knows?
Can we go on the Donald Trump one? The Donald Trump Truth Network. Then he becomes president again, and the whole world goes, "Oh, here we go again." You know.
I know. I keep on thinking we're in the elections, and we can't talk about them, but we can because they're in America. We can talk about them, their heart's content, because they don't do that. Don't talk about the politics thing. So here we go.
Can we talk about general elections and all that stuff here? Can't we? We better be able to, Justin. Better be able to.
No, we're actually governed by those rules now, so we're not going to talk about the general election at all, or whiskey taxes.
Don't vote for any of them. They're always
no.
When you look at them posters, just look at yourself. Would I buy a car off that prick? No, you just wouldn't.
All right.
They're just awful. They're just
awful.
I know. Anyway,
yes, sure. It's the beauty of your show. Anything can happen in the next half hour. What do you think this is? Do you think this is like super Mario animation and I'm a puppet?
You may have had something. No.
I've still got this cough. Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Oh, boy. That's good. All right, there you go. There's where you get the link to this. Where is it?
So you get to go in there and have a look at it, and you can read through it yourself. But I tell you, Glenfarclas. Someone told me a couple of years ago to buy a lot of Glenfarclas. I never listened to it.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Now you know.
It was dead cheap. Still is relatively cheap.
Do you know what that means, is Marty? The truth is still out there.
Yeah. Now, things could be worse, Justin. Things could be much worse, because you could be the Vale Fox distillery over in New York. Because what happened to them was last year they had their racks, they were maturing stock, and their racks collapsed, which is not good. Now, they lost 60 barrels, fell, and 52 of them broke. And yeah. Now, it was put down that it was age degradation caused the problem. So they went to their insurance company. Let me see. The name is Central Mutual Insurance Company, that covers such losses, according to the distillers, or so they thought. Central Mutual stand coverage for collapse of personal property did not apply, the distillery says in a June the 3rd complaint to the US District Court, White Plains, despite the fact that its own engineer's report checks every box required for the collapse coverage to apply. Now, this distillery has only released this Curium, one small batch of Curium whiskey, which is cognac cask matured, 396 bottles, and bottled it a very, very healthy 63.4% alcohol. But the insurance company has basically said, we're not covering this. Now, the first batch of Curium was released last year and sold for $150 a bottle, and they didn't even sell it through wholesalers, it just sold through the thing. So, based on the price of Curium, the complaint states the spilled spirits would have been worth more than $2.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Veil Fox says it had 5.7 million insurance policy with Central Mutual that covered the losses. But it goes, I've read this, and the distillery accused the insurer of breach of contract and breach of the implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing. It is asking the court to require Central Mutual to pay. Now, you think about this, 60 casks is quite a lot, but it's not that much.
Mm-hmm.
And you sort of wonder, with that amount of value on shelves, on racking, that really, I mean, that surely should have been much more stable than that. Because they're not, it's not as if the racks were 60 years old or something. I mean, they've literally only been on the go a few years.
Right.
So, it didn't raise enough. The old insurance company just deciding, right, we're not going to pay out. So, that might be their only release, is the Curium batch one.
Might be. Might
Mhm.
be. There you go. Get yourself a bottle if you can. Keep it. You never know.
You never know. But yeah, that's a bit of a sad story, to be honest. But it that's what's happening with them.
No.
Now, do you remember Game of Thrones brought out the Game of Thrones range of whiskies, and they're all like the Diageo stuff in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Scotland basically said that well, it wasn't that they said they didn't want Game of Thrones, they just weren't that bothered about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it ended up over with us. Well, they've decided that, the House of Dragons, the spin-off show.
I do. I even watched
Yeah,
the trailer of it. It didn't really catch my imagination the same as the others.
well,
Look at this.
this is Indri. This is Indian whiskey. They've decided to do House of Dragons. It's going to be Indian whiskey. Now, House of Green and House of Black, and it does give you a huge amount of information about them. But one is, well, first of all, it says two collectible expressions drawn inspiration from the HBO original series. One is ripe banana, vanilla toffee, raisins, blah blah blah, and then the other one is a subtle peat in the nose, sweet chocolate and toffee, two hints of earthiness, dates, figs, and vanilla. But yeah, I'm not sure whether this is clever or a bit daft, because I don't know, is Game of Thrones big in India?
Well, it doesn't need to be big. It only needs to get a small percentage in India because India has, heading on for 2 billion people, so
Yeah. But again, I don't know whether that's a good idea or a bad idea.
there you go. There's Michael Matthews saying it's not a good day for Irish rugby. Late in, but having a wee dingle to make me feel better, even though Michael.
What's happened in the rugby, Michael? Irish rugby. What happened in it? Because I didn't really get seeing much news. What's happened? Phil returns to Ulster Pack for home. No. Right. Munster complete miserable day for Irish rugby as Glasgow progressed to URC finals. Oh dear.
Oh, there you go. At least some Scottish people have something to be pleased about.
Yeah. It's
I know.
wrong sport, but yeah.
It's a summer sport. It seems to be interfering with our viewers. Although the regulars are all in tonight. Munster and Leinster lost. There you go. Yeah, could have been worse. They could have disappeared altogether like a meat.
You would have a wee McAllister's pot still, because I was at the Cross Keys the other day, and funny, a friend of ours, I met him I met him at the Giant's Causeway,
Mhm.
and then whenever I went to the Cross Keys, he came in after I had left. So I think he was trying to stalk me and follow me around, but he was a bit too slow.
I know he was in one of his.
I tell you, that's
He was,
fair.
he was hunting dead people.
Yeah,
I know. I know. Listen,
that's a lovely
it's
place.
been a good day for King Charles as well, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, it's his official birthday today because the monarch gets they get two. His birthday's the 14th of November, but then his official birthday is the second Saturday in June, so that they have a nice, um, potentially a nice day to do the treatment of the colour and all that.
That's been a nice day the past couple of years.
That was nice today, was it not? I don't know. I've never seen it. Linda, we'll get to that in a wee minute. Just hold your wrist. Just hold on now. How long? But that wee pot's still there. It's very nice, very tasty. So it is. Now, King Charles, the reason we bring up King Charles is a guy has a guy called Colin Scott, who worked for Chivas for a long time, has brought out he's brought out two bottles. He's blended up two bottles from 75 different rare whiskies, and he's blended up two bottles. One's going to be given to King Charles, and the other one's going to be auctioned off along with a portrait painting that was done. And they reckon the estimate value of this is going to be $500,000 for this bottle. And you get the portrait as well, which I assume probably kicks in effect as well.
It isn't the painting that was the face that has him coming out of the. Is it that one that you get?
No.
Is it this bottle?
That's the bottle. I would imagine that's an AI generated image of the bottle. But you see the miniature there. He's done 10 miniatures, and they reckon those are going to be 10 grand a piece.
Wow.
I mean, it's just bollocks. Like, let's be honest. But it does go to a charity. Now, this guy Colin Scott has jumped ship. Now he's working with the Lost Distilleries Company. So
we had them on many moons ago.
no, it's a different bunch of guys.
Is it?
Last Drop Distillers. Sorry, Last Drop Distillers. The Lost Distillery ones. The Last Drop Distillers. That's what I meant. Slip of the tongue. But the money's going to go to Big Change. It's a charity that King Charles's niece, Princess Beatrice, has something to do with it. So yeah, but there's only two bottles of this. One of which is going to Charlie himself, and then the other one is auctioned off. So $500,000 they reckon it's going to go for, and the wee miniatures are going to be 10 grand a shot. Only has 10 of them.
Well, he deserves it. He needs cheering up, doesn't he? You know.
Well, he has cancer and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, as I say, money going, that'll go to the charity. So yeah, if you spare $500,000, you can get a one of a kind bottle, or one of two of a kind bottles. So yeah, very strange.
Lovely stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're halfway through the show tonight. Remember to comment, like, and share. Let us know what you're having to drink tonight, wherever in the world you're watching. Always say hello. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Telegram, Twitch, and wherever you get your podcasts from. So yeah.
Now, Linda is asking. She's preempting stuff. Linda's asking what this bottle is, because this is Ulysses from Writer's Tears. And I haven't opened this, but we'll open it in a wee minute whenever they're finished. Tomorrow is Bloomsday. Not only is it Father's Day, it's also Bloomsday. And if you're in around Dublin, you'll see lots of people dressing in sort of Edwardian clothing with straw boaters and all that kind of jazz. I'm wandering around and people reciting Ulysses.
But if you're an American and you just walked out of your hotel, actually you've fallen through a time warp and you're in Edwardian Dublin.
You'll have dropped back to Edwardian Dublin. For anyone who's not familiar with the book, and I'm sure everybody at least has heard of it, Ulysses has been said to be the most important novel of the 20th century. A lot of people say they've read it, haven't, and they have. It's a really weird book, but it is fabulous. It's really good. I mean, it is very strange and very weird, but it is just a magnificent book. And in Dublin these days, there's a big. You can't really go too far without seeing James Joyce somewhere. You know, his statue's just off O'Connell Street, and pictures of him all up Finn's Hotel down at the bottom of Nassau Street. You can see it up where that's where he met the love of his life, Nora, and they met on the 16th of June. That's why Ulysses is set on that day. But there's loads of whiskey stuff related to it. James Joyce, his father, John, well, they had a bit of money. They were reasonably well off. So James Joyce got a good sort of private education. But a guy called Henry Allen basically talked Joyce's dad, John, into investing in the Phoenix Park distillery. So he stumped up £500 because your man Allen had typed up this sort of, I don't know, business report or whatever you want to call it, projection saying that you would get 25% return on your money per year. Now, obviously, that's a bit of a reach, but anyway, he jumped in on it and invested his money. Unfortunately, it went belly up, and this sort of affected Joyce's life. Joyce's younger brother Stanislaus, he didn't get the education Joyce did, but he ended up actually earning more money than James Joyce. I'm just reading there, Michael Matthews. So the distillery basically went belly up, but I have the book down here. I actually should have had that a bit closer. Bear with me.
Michael Matthews is saying, blooming Father's Day. I believe James was fond of the drop of the brown liquor, hence his writing. Yes, he was fond of that one, and the other one was fond of absinthe. Isn't that right, Marty?
No, I've a funny feeling Joyce, I don't think was that big a whiskey drinker. I think he liked it. There is a story that he really liked Jameson, and the reason he liked Jameson was because the Bow Street distillery didn't filter the water from the Liffey. Yeah. Do you remember what the Liffey was like about 20 years ago? Never mind what it was like by...
Well, they did boil it. And it did evaporate.
Yeah. So. But apparently he quite liked the earthiness of what do you call it? Of Jameson. Yeah. Our old friend Alfred Barnard, he actually paid a visit to the Phoenix Park distillery, and he goes through, he tells all about how it's set down, where it was set. The park, however, takes its name from a corruption of the Gaelic Fianushka, fair water, so called from a spring at one time resorted to a Calibated spar. Don't know what the fuck that means. He goes on to tell that it was actually quite a big outfit, that each of the underbacks, the 12 washbacks, each have a capacity of 18,000 gallons. I mean, that's a big thing, Still house is a fine building and fitted with every appliance. It contains 4 pot stills holding 5, 11, 12, and 18,000 gallons, respectively. All of them heated by furnaces. But he goes on to talk about it. And little would he know that it would be play a huge part in Irish literature. The distillery is lighted by incandescent lamps. They have only been recently installed and give every satisfaction, not only saving money, but ensure greater security from fire. Yeah, you can't imagine before they had incandescent lamps, as he talks about, people walking around with a flaming torch to see what was going on at night. That wouldn't be good. That's not a good idea around a distillery. These days, they tell you're not even allowed to use your mobile phone. 60 persons are employed in the premises and 7 excise officers, the chief of whom is Mr. W. Armstrong. So, our old friend Alfred Barnard paid a visit to the Phoenix Park distillery. But Joyce, in his writings, he does reference the whiskey stuff a few times. It's sort of famous from the Dubliners. The light music of whiskey falling into glasses made an agreeable interlude. But he talks about it as well in Finnegan's Wake. I've never read Finnegan's Wake. I tried it once and I just was like, nah, it's just bollocks. It's just bollocks. He spent 17 years writing this, and it's just like, come on, James, come on. You're just taking the piss now, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, but in it, he talks about Tim Finnegan, who's on his deathbed, but he has a drink of whiskey and it revives him. He jumps back out of bed. He's like the guy in the Quiet Man, you know.
Yeah, or Willy Wonka and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where he gets the golden ticket. Yeah,
yeah, well, that kind of thing. Yeah, so he gets this now. As I say, his dad invested. His dad then ended up working for the distillery, and when it shut, not only did he lose his £500 investment, he lost his job as well. And it played a huge part. And he references this a few times in his writings. Yeah, there's a few bits and pieces where it comes up about people feeling and their distilleries feeling. And he looked, apparently in a bit in Finnegan's Wake, the guy looks down and he sees the distillery falling to bits. And that's obviously a reference to what happened to his family. The Phoenix Park Distillery was bought over by DCL, and it ended up that it says Barnard says that the whiskey's chiefly for the UK and the colonies, so most of it was being shipped out, which was kind of a bit unusual for Dublin Distillery. A lot of them were more focused on the domestic market, so it was. Right, there is a quote. There's a quote that's up. I'm trying to remember what it is. Can't remember off the top of my head. But it's about how the idea of whiskey in Joyce's writings is actually much deeper. It's more he uses whiskey really as a sort of symbol for the whole of Ireland and for the sort of complexities of Ireland. At one point in Ulysses, he refers to Ireland as the island with the dreadful thirst. So it's something a bit deeper, and it's whiskey he's referring to. Tomorrow, you just put that link up. If you go to ulysseswhiskey.com, now we talked about this a while back because this came up. The first of 18 whiskies are going to go on sale. Now, in the 18, there's 18 sections of Ulysses in the book, and tomorrow the first one, Telemachus, it goes on sale. It's €1,000 a pop.
Wow!
Every year for the next 18 years. Oh, sorry, up to 2041. Now you can buy them all. You can just jump on and buy all 18 in one go. It'll cost you €18,000. Seems a bit much. But the idea of it is the multi-award-winning London, New York, San Francisco-based agency Stranger and Stranger are designing all Ulysses whiskey art packages. Each episode will feature a unique label. So it's all very collectible, all very fancy and so on and so forth. God knows what the whiskey is. I'm not 100% sure. Not even sure it's Irish. It's probably a bit like the Indri one. The one that's going on sale tomorrow is Kilbeggan and Cooley have won over 300 medals since opening, including European Distillery of the Year, Distillery of the Year, blah, 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 blah. So this must be, I assume, from Kilbeggan. Kilbeggan's owned by Cooley, so it doesn't really tell you an awful lot for €1,000 a bottle. It's a bit pricey, but I don't think there's any age statements in any of these, or it doesn't certainly seem in the first one. but it would make a really nice collection. And if that's something people want to do, that would be an idea. The Phoenix Park distillery in its own existence was fairly short lived. So I don't think I've ever seen one of their bottles up for sale. I can't remember if it did or not.
Well,
But
it could be revived. It could be revived from the ashes. There's a
oh,
pond there. There's a pond there somewhere.
oh, somebody will have that thing. But yeah, but I mean, you have this Ulysses whiskey for sale. There was a James Joyce standalone bottle that was up for sale, and then a few years ago, the guys at Writer's Tears brought this out. So this is a Ulysses bottling of Writer's Tears. And for anyone who doesn't know, the chemist Sweeney's that is referenced, and at the start of Ulysses, Leopold Bloom, the sort of hero of the piece, goes to buy his wife some lemon scented soap, and he goes to Sweeney's in Lincoln Place in Dublin to buy it, and the pharmacy's kept exactly the way it was. This was brought out to raise some money to keep it open because it's a charitable organisation, and it's quite collectible, I would assume. The centenary edition of Ulysses. It is Writer's Tears. It says number 1, and it is matured in bourbon, cast type American oak, chapter 1. So I don't think they've brought out any other ones of these, to be honest. So this might be the only version of this that they've brought out so far. But expect them to bring out more. You can pick these up at auction, and they're not very. They haven't went crazy prices. But this is the first time I've opened this. I've never tried this before.
What kind of money is it? A bottle of that Writer's Tears Ulysses?
€100 maybe. €100 bottle. What for the day it is? Bloomsday. Oh, what's a bottle of that? By the way? 40%. 40%. So yeah. So whiskey. I mean, whiskey played a huge part in Joyce's life. I mean, his father, the circumstances of the family changed dramatically because of whiskey, and for Joyce, he kind of used it as a symbol for Ireland and some of the complexities. Again, how much he drunk whiskey, I'm not sure. I have a funny feeling he preferred wine. That's why he pissed off and lived in Trieste for most of his life. But it certainly plays a huge part in his in his writings and his life. So yeah, that's like very light, very fresh. Yeah, that's quite drinkable. Yeah, quite bourbony.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's quite sweet. Probably a little sweeter than I would like. But
You're a fan of the earthy umami sort of.
yeah, it's a bit like my preference in I don't eat biscuits or sweets an awful lot, but I do eat loads of crisps, and that's kind of just the flavors I like, because that's a little bit too sweet for me. It's quite nice in the nose, but a little bit thin and honeyed on the palate. So yeah, I don't think that's me choking on the whiskey being strong. I'm down the wrong way a wee bit. I'm trying to like go anyway. But yeah, so if you're writing about Dublin tomorrow, enjoy yourselves. Kind of wish I was down, but I'm quite glad I got home.
Okay, well, you're busy man indeed.
I'm busy. But yeah, enjoy Father's Day tomorrow. anybody that's getting whiskey off your kids. Hopefully they buy you something nice.
Well, I've got my dad a new mobile phone.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I got my new mobile phone the other day, but I have to say it's pretty cool. It's very good.
Mhm.
Quite pleased with it. But yeah, I hopefully, fingers crossed, my son makes an appearance. Although he's busy himself.
It's running season, isn't it?
Oh, he was away. He was running over in Malta, so he was. And then he's back again. He's working and training, and he's still finishing off his masters. So yeah, but hopefully I get a chance to get caught up with him. I'll maybe take a wee run down the pub, but I'll only get home this evening. Yeah, I'll go home this afternoon. Eventually, bloody Enterprise train arrives in 10 minutes after my connection train.
Oh no! They wait and then it leaves intentionally at that time. Do you not know that?
Aye, it's pathetic. Anyway, it is what it is.
You didn't happen to see the price from Dublin is half the price from Belfast on the train?
Oh no, it's twice the price from Dublin, or twice the price from Belfast to Dublin as from Dublin to Belfast.
Yes, funny that, isn't it?
What a joke!
I know.
No, it's to do with pricing structures or something.
Oh yes.
But anyway, now we're going to have to cut things short a little bit tonight because I'm not that wide home, and aye, never got a big lot done.
We'll catch you again next week.
We will.
Very show. I could have sworn we did a Bloomsbury special last year. Did it fall on the same day, or was it the year before we did a Bloomsbury special? I thought we did.
No, we did. We did a thing about that Ulysses whiskey coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But the first of them goes live tomorrow, I think. But there's one of them for sale.
Mm-hmm.
It is the 2024 one. So,
Here,
yeah.
Rob, that's a good question. You're absolutely right. It was a Nokia because my dad can't use a smartphone. He can use a tablet, but he can't use a smartphone. Work that one out. It's beyond me. But there you go. Basically, he doesn't want me to have access to his online bank. That's more or less it.
Can't really blame him for that.
All right. Have a good Father's Day, everyone. Night.
Take care.